Do you want to? Oh, what was that?
Oh my
What's
God.
that?
This is amazing.
I don't know what that was, but we're starting, I guess. That's
That
the.
was pretty epic. That was a good start. So, welcome to the Vinyl Community Greatest Ripoff. So today,
This is our whack-a-mole video.
okay.
No,
So
Maz is gonna sue you, dude.
yeah, I'm sure. But anyway, so today we decided to talk about New York and London. Which when we talked about this, and I thought it was a good idea. As soon as I start to let me pick up records, I thought this is a bad move right here. I was like, we should do like Leeds versus Cleveland or Boston versus Manchester.
Yeah, right.
you know. But anyways, so we're gonna talk about some of our favorite records, right? About New York, from New York or London, right?
I don't know about you, but I had way more from London than New York.
I think half, you know,
Pretty even.
yeah, I think pretty even, pretty even. But there's no rhyme or reason on the records that I chose.
Yeah, me neither. I just, like we were talking about earlier, just what I feel like talking
Yeah,
about.
because one thing I was like, when we decided to put the New York versus London on the thumbnail, I kind of got on that my mindset of, oh shit, we're comparing
Oh,
scenes.
yeah.
But then, no, we're not going to do that because you cannot compare that. But one thing that I think my picks are not like the must listen or records from each city. It's more kind of like, I think, to give me some room to talk about certain eras and, the impact that those cities had throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Kind of,
Sure, yeah.
yeah. So do you want to start first, or do you want me to show something that I picked? Not to talk about it, but
Yeah, you go, yeah.
not to talk about it, but I just picked these four because I suspect that some people that stop here might think, let's see, New York versus London, what these nerds have to say about it. So, did you pick any of these?
I did pick this.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, I guess you start.
This is my favorite New York Dolls record. I like this more than the debut.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, Puss in Boots, Chatterbox,
Yeah.
Human Being, Babylon, who are the Mystery Girls? I mean, that is just...
Yeah, that is one of my favorites.
That's got to be one of the best songs ever, I mean, I'm going to be saying that a lot, I think, but...
yeah.
It just has... I really can't... I don't know how to describe it. It just has a quality to me about it that the first record doesn't have.
But you know that their record kind of, some diehard New York fans at the time were not too stoked about their record, which is kind of like hard to understand.
Yeah, that's real hard for me to imagine.
Yeah. I think I have it. Let me take a look. Kind of a little bit brain dead today.
Yeah, me too.
Babylon, Stranded in Jungle, Where the Mystery Girl goes.
Well, I would have to say my all-time favorite New York Dolls song is Chatterbox.
Yeah, Chatterbox.
It's
hard for me to pick a favorite. I really like the Dolls a lot. And but Chatterbox will be top 3 for sure. Always love Subway Train.
Oh yeah.
Love that fucking riff. He's so killer. Yeah. So
I think the first Doll song I heard was Trash. And
Trash probably my favorite song by now.
it's
I think it's just fucking brilliant.
Well, it's like we were talking about in the past couple episodes, the less is more thing.
Yeah,
He's not even playing a G. He's just playing the top note of the G and just kind
yeah,
of. It's just amazing.
yeah, yeah. It's one of those. I think it's one of those moments in music that you cannot learn to do that. You can't learn.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, but it's impressive that you know, actually Sylvain. Well, Johnny Thunders, he gets way more, you know, attention. Uh, when it comes to his guitar playing, but I think uh, even Sylvain too. Just rhythm pretty much, right?
Yeah.
They, they played so well off each other, and they both, of course, Johnny Thunders, it's a different story. Johnny Thunders, he will
Right.
get in his own zone, whatever he was going, but they were able to repeat those things. It's not like, oh, this came out this way, I'll never be able to do that again,
Right.
right? Even though it was kind of like defying like music structure, right? They were able to replicate the same thing over and over.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. No,
Just
I know exactly what you're
you know,
trying
if
to
you,
say. I think. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's just like this is just doesn't it didn't happen. Um, you know, well, it happened maybe sporadically, but Johnny Thunders, he did have like some certain music, a special music structure in his head. He
Yeah.
was seeing something that others weren't.
Well, it's that whole kind of uh, controlled sloppiness thing where
Yeah, I think
it,
that's a good way to put it. Even though I
it's
don't
like
like,
that the ability to somehow
even though
go ahead.
even though I don't like the word sloppiness in this
Oh,
context. You
okay.
know, I would prefer more like I get your point, but I think it was more like uh, a controlled, which is kind of like ambivalent to what I'm about to say, but it's like a controlled, I don't give a fuck attitude.
Right.
you
Right.
know, less than just being sloppy. Does it make sense?
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, right.
But I don't know. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I just,
No, it's okay.
so yeah, he was one of the best. What do you think? How do you, if you had to place New York Dolls on the uh, in history? If you have to place them in history from importance standpoint, what would you say about them?
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of a
Do you think that
cliche at this point to say this because I've heard it quite a few times, but I mean, they were kind of the Stones of the '70s. I mean, even though the Stones were around in the '70s, obviously they that one oh, what's that New York Dolls documentary? I can't remember, but anyway, they talk about how um, God, my brain's just blank. How David Johansen was, Johnny Thunder's Mick Jagger, and he was his
yeah,
Keith Richards. And I think even though that's kind of been overstated, I think that's the most accurate take I've ever heard on them. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
it's pretty,
as far as I mean, not just how they play with play off of each other, but how they kind of how the Stones took R&B and synthesized it, and then kind of inspired all those garage bands.
yep.
They kind of did that in the same way with punk. I'm probably not being very clear right now. But.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, even from like a duo dynamic
Yeah,
standpoint, yeah, you can see the resemblances there, for sure. Um, But one thing that I want to say about the dolls, especially when I was younger, I always had these. I'll make these. Well, I still make a lot of dumb statements, but but when I was younger, I was I will have no problem to make these very generalized opinion about British and American music, and in my mind was like American is rock and roll, England or UK is pop. Almost,
Knocking stuff over already. Wow.
I pulled the Vital Richie. but you know what I'm saying? I always had that thing in my mind. America, land of rock and roll, England or United Kingdom, more like with a pop sensibility kind of thing, which is not necessarily true,
Sure.
of course. But I do think that, especially, we're going to talk punk rock here. The Dolls, for me, I think they were probably the most important band in rock and roll history, even though they didn't identify themselves as punks. Actually,
Right.
they're like, don't call me punk because of the connotation of the word, right? but that's the truth. A rock and roll band, but maybe without wanting, intending to. I think they were the
Right.
most important band that brought that, wild, uh, you know, wild raw element.
Yeah.
They kind of made the breach.
It's kind of the I mean, in that landscape of all the 70s sort of classic rock stuff, I would imagine it kind of gave kids starting bands to kind of the permission to be unfiltered
Yeah,
and not be all. I mean, God, you look at what was coming out in 1973, 1974 was Boston and Journey and
yeah,
ugh.
yeah. But I think what I was trying to say, and I'm gonna use like a comparison here. Uh, it's like, for instance, you know, it's pretty easy to make a to make a correlation between pub rock to punk, right?
Yeah.
But the thing, musically, what from from a sonic standpoint, but the thing is like pub rock didn't create, or played a major role for punk to happen in England.
Right.
Pub rock was the coolest thing that, along with glam, that the kids had, but they wanted something more,
Right.
right? And they created something. I not long ago I watched a video, and it was actually Gene October from Chelsea, and he was saying like, we just wanted something new because we were bored with state of things, you
Right.
know. But the Dolls, in my opinion, there was my opinion was there was a punk element to the Dolls
Yeah. Right.
that you can there and that element was not in pub rock, in my opinion, or hard rock. I think the Dolls were kind of, you know I'm not discounting the 60s garage bands. I'm not discounting that. I think the Dolls is just a full package because they also
Right.
brought the image of what to be, you know, uh, became punk rock. I think you know, New York Dolls, for me, they are the original punks. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
If, yeah, I love them. Uh, where should we go next? Is my turn?
Go. Yeah. Go for it.
I'm rambling too much. I just roll out of bed, so this is not helping either.
I did too.
Anyways, so I'm gonna grab a record from a band from the London, and well-known band. This band doesn't get the credit that they deserve. Okay. Uh, this band, for instance, this band is around the same period as Sex Pistols. Okay.
Okay.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Anarchy in UK came out in '76, December. I think was around, Chris. I think, and their first single came out right after. Uh, well, in '77, right after. But these guys, you know, one thing that these guys doesn't don't these guys don't get credit. They're forgotten because they were kind of overshadowed by Sham 69 and Cockney Rejects. But what Sham 69 and Cockney Rejects uh, began to do, these guys were already doing it, and it's one of my favorites of all time. This is like '77 punk rock, not artsy, but not crude. Not. This is good shit, and you're gonna agree. And I want you to tell me a little bit what you think about this.
Trying to figure out if I know what you're going to show.
It's a London band.
Okay.
It's a well-known band, but it's one of those. When you see it, you'll be like, "Fuck, really?" Yeah, but it's true. So I'm gonna share it to you. It's Menace.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Also today I picked some records. I decided to grab like bootlegs and some reshoots, just also to share here. So maybe it'll be easier for some people to. Are you familiar with this? This is the complete discovery.
I've never heard that album. No.
Well, they don't have an album.
Oh, they don't?
No, they do have albums later in the career, late '90s, early 2000s. But like, they have singles. That's what they have, really. Like the first single is "Screwed Up with Insane Society," that came out in August 1977. 2 killer tracks, and then they have "I Need Nothing" with Electrocutioner, GLC with "I'm Civilized," which is brilliant. Last Year's Youth with
Year's Youth. That is
that's
the song. I remember. I think I first heard that on like a CD. It was one of those kind of budget CD comps, and it was like the best of Oi and Street Punk.
Yeah.
But it was weird. It had like it wasn't really the best. You know what I mean? Like it had, instead of the studio version of Boston Babies by Slaughter and Dogs, it was the demo for some reason. Like it was just stuff they could get on cheap as far as rights.
Yeah.
And Last Year's Youth just blew me away. I mean, that was just that song is just incredible.
It is, dude. I listened to this record yesterday twice. I listened yesterday afternoon, and then after dinner with my wife, we were listening to some records. She was in the mood to reminisce, to go back to her youth, and we listened to this, and it was like, yeah, Last Year's Youth was that tune. Like when you were, a bunch of teenagers in a room, and that song will come on, everybody will be like going berserk. Yeah, so. Last Year's Youth.
And you're right, because didn't Last Year's Youth, what year did that song come out?
Came out, this is pretty cool, this record, because he also has the dates and everything. Yes, came out on June of 1979. On Small Wonder.
Because, I mean, it might be splitting hairs getting into this conversation, but it almost sounds like it could have been 80 or 81 more, that song.
Yeah, well, it could, but they were done by then. Everything, these amazing recordings, and the last one is "The Young Ones We Live For Today." So 5 singles. These all came out prior to 1980.
Wow.
78, 79. And I had to bring them here to the conversation about London, because I think not many. Well, I'm pretty sure Berkshire Mike is going to have something to say about it. you know, because he lived this shit. Uh, I think it's a band that not many, not many associates to a city, specific
Right.
city. And I think these guys, in my opinion, one of the London's finest first wave of punk rock. Just brilliant. You
Yeah,
got
I need to get that. Wow.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. There's many comps out there, um, reissues. Uh, yeah, if you can grab anything with good sound quality uh, of the singles, do not hesitate. This is just, man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Yeah. So that's my first pick for London. That I
Okay.
think.
Should I show one?
Yeah.
I I I'm wondering if you have this in your stack.
Uh, I don't because
Really?
well, hold on. I don't. I didn't pick up that one.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't pick. I have everything by the boys,
Hmm.
but I was expecting you to share that, and you're gonna do your talk about that. But I picked this one just because in one of the recent videos we've done, we talked about it, the boys. Or what was a video that I did that I showed boys only, and I think you made a reference to to L with the boys, something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
Hmm.
the boys are oh, great, and I grabbed this comp because the singles collection.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, just because you know
Does that have Turning Gray on it? Because I think that was only a B side or something, wasn't it?
it does. This is yes. He also has a couple songs by the Yops. Yes, I don't care. So depressing first time. What you gonna do? Turning Gray, Rodolph, Run, which is the Yops.
Right.
Brickfield Nights, Teacher's Pet, Silent Night, Kamikaze, Bad Day, Eternal Love, I Love Me, You Better Move On, Schoolgirls, Weekend, Cool, Let It Rain, and Lucy. So I just decided to, because I knew you were going to talk about the boys,
Yeah.
to share this record because, it's amazing for anyone out there to really hear how great they always were throughout their career. So go ahead.
Well, Turning Gray, I think it was only a B side. That's my favorite boys song.
Really?
Yeah, that song is just
It is
fantastic.
great. It's hard for me. I cannot,
Really?
I cannot pick up like a favorite. I
Well,
really
yeah,
can't,
that it's
you know, it's really hard for me to pick up, because imagine that I will agree, I can agree with you right now and say, yeah, Turning Gray could totally be my favorite The Boys song. And then I go and listen to, I Don't Care.
well, this is one of those records where every song is your favorite song.
I don't
You
know.
know, I mean, it's that consistent of an album. I mean, they talk about all
You got,
these
I call your
10,
name.
huh?
I call your name is in there too.
Oh yeah, yeah. No money. Oh,
You know,
tumble with me. Wake up, little Susie. Stop picking your nose.
I know.
Great. And the cleverness of a lyric like So Depressing. I mean, the first few songs or first few times I heard that song, I didn't really pick up on the pun.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean? And then you realize, oh, and it's just great. But they talk about all those dumb lists of 10 all killer no filler albums or 10 essential albums you must hear before you die. Why isn't this on there?
I don't.
You know what I mean? This is just it's just
It's
Chuck
perfect.
Berry worship genius.
Yeah, yeah. That is absolutely perfect. It is one of those records. If you really have to narrow down to the must, the must listen to kind of thing, that one has got to be there.
And I think the thing that really, I mean, we were talking the other day about the aesthetic of punk
Yeah,
and how that attracts a lot of people at first. That album cover, I mean, it's pop art. It's just
It is.
incredible.
It is.
It's so striking, and then you turn it over, and
Yeah.
that I remember seeing that album cover. It's like, whoa, what's that?
Yeah.
It's so striking.
Yeah, it
And
is.
sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just agreeing with you. Yeah.
Well, and one thing that's really interesting to me is when an album cover looks like how the music sounds.
Yeah. Which is
And this is one of those records to me. I mean, it's just
yeah.
everything's amazing.
That one is definitely one that you can judge the book by its cover.
Yeah.
It is absolutely brilliant at all levels. For me, they're a brilliant band. I think I told you before. The only band that I ever seen live sharing stage with Cox Sparrow that smoked Cox Sparrow was the Boys.
Yeah.
And this was like I think it was at the Brixton Academy in London. So the place is a pretty big venue, was jam packed with people ready to sing along with Cox Sparrow all night. And the Boys, they came before, and ever they stole the show in my opinion. But I love them. But one record that I picked up that allow us to talk a little bit more about the Boys was the Hollywood Brats.
Oh, huh. Yeah, I haven't heard much by them, I don't think.
Okay, so the Boys was Casino Steel.
Right.
That formed the band. I don't know if you know, that guy was a Norwegian dude.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, it's from Norway. So, and the Boys played Sick on You, and then He Kissed Me Too, I believe, which are Hollywood Brat songs.
Oh, huh.
Yeah. This is that glammy, but not stomping like Slade or Sweet.
Right.
He's more
maybe
like
more Mott the Hoople sort of T-Rex.
Also with New York Dolls.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like the more American influenced rock and roll.
Right.
And this is, for me, it is a classic. And I was about to share a comp that came out a couple years ago. There's like a double LP. I think it's easy to find and cheap. Man, you should, anyone that knows the Hollywood Brats knows how great they are. It's just like, feel like blues infused wild rock and roll. This is it. And
what year is that?
This is what year this came out? This record came out on Cherry Red in 1980. But I think there's one pressing that came out before. They were around, I believe, 74.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're hilarious. I met one time I met the lead singer, the lead guitar, which was and he was telling me about the Boys, how we wrote the licks and all that. And the guy was a complete out there character, really out there character. I remember him tried to tell us that he taught Keith Richards how to play the blues and shit. It was just hilarious. But anyways, so the Boys, agree with you that debut album, I like everything by them really, but that debut album is hands down a must. It's top notch royalty when it comes to 77 punk. But this is a record also to dig in because it's the beginning. Without this, probably the Boys never existed. Just saying.
Wow, yeah, I'll have to get that too. I'm supposed to not be looking on Discogs, dude. You're showing me stuff.
I'm sorry about that. So, you want to show another one? You want me to show one?
Yeah, I'll show one. Should I show New York or London? Are we gonna switch back and forth, or?
I guess we can. You want to do New York? Go with New York.
Okay. I'm going to show. I've talked about this a lot before, but it is really good.
Oh, the album. Yeah, I knew you were going to share the album.
Yeah.
It's like I knew it. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah,
I mean, it's just.
that shit needs to be reissued.
It was reissued in '98 on a Seattle label called Bag of Hammers.
I'm not familiar with that.
Bag of Hammers put out Teen Generate. They had a Refuser single out. They had a. Do you know the band The Thankless Dogs?
Yeah.
Thankless
Yeah.
Dogs were on Bag of Hammers.
The single, because I think Thankless Dogs. They have like a.
There's one on Dionysus, and then the other two are Bag of Hammers, I think.
Okay, I was
Um,
thinking. I was thinking that they had like a LP, like some sort of comp or boot. There, the cover was done with Harleys or something with bikes.
yeah, no, that's the single on Dionysus. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that.
but anyway, Bag of Hammers did reissue this, but this is a wild single. I mean, it is, it's really a strange record.
Yeah.
Stitches in My Head is great, and then it goes into I Want to Kill Somebody, and talk about not PC. Adolf Hitler, Son of Sam, Manson family. That's who I am.
Yeah.
And Al's a Jewish guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this was. I think it's on their own label, Brits Records. And then I don't know how many people know about this, but the next year, it's essentially the same band. They come out with this.
I never heard that, I believe.
It's not as strong to me.
Okay.
It has synths on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4 songs: Spankathon, Happy World, Love with Machinery,
Yeah.
and Surf Rhapsody. But this is pretty cheap, so I'd say if you
I'll
see
definitely
this, pick it up. I think
hunt
it's
it down.
the same lineup, but a different drummer.
Okay. You said he
So
has more synths in it,
it has a little bit of synths, yeah.
but it's kind of like that chaotic synth use. Okay,
Yeah,
I like that shit. Like the
you should like it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah, I'll definitely take a look into that. But I'm glad you showed that record, and because also one thing that I wanted to talk to you, I wanted to hear, your thoughts about it. It's like none of us lived, through this first wave of punk either in London or New York. We didn't live through this.
Mhm.
But one thing that, especially these days, I know it's not the case with you, but for instance, for me, as a young kid that fell in love with music, and in particular, well, in music in general, I'm not even use punk. In music in
Sure.
general, one thing that had a tremendous appeal to me was, daydream about these places that these bands that I was so intrigued about
Right.
came from, right?
No,
And
I totally relate to that. Yeah.
and one thing that that's how I feel, you know, for some reason I feel like we live in an era that type of element doesn't give much. People don't care much about that kind of thing because, I think, people, it's in a generalized way, of course. But people travel across the world to go take, a picture with top tourist traps, right? People, I feels like really in a world that people really don't get intrigued to dig deep into things,
Right.
and I think it does reflect reflect on the current state of the music. All right. And we decided to go with New York and London today. And one thing that I wanted to say, it's like, of course, New York and London, both cities, offer so much, if not more than any other city, when it comes to underground music.
Right.
They've been worldwide references since forever, since their existence, right? And one thing that I love about New York that I love about New York. And I remember when you know, the disappointment for me, you know, when I made it to the States, and I never saw the New York. I never saw the New York of a hot dog cart in every corner.
Right.
I never saw, the New York of the hookers, and I never saw that.
Right. The
I never saw the decadent, but in a
the kind of
certain,
gritty image you have in your head of that
you know,
era, and
I never saw that. But
right.
and I know that Giuliani, they did everything they could to clean the city and all of that, but I think it took the that's another thing, the gentrification. We could be talking about that
Right.
stuff, but it kind of took, I think, the magic, the essence of the city and its people, their straws, struggles, and I think that record, is a record that reflects exposure to bizarre, to you know to uh what's the word, diversity, but
Yeah.
it's not diversity based on skin color, is diversity of ideas and paths of life and shit. I love, anyways, I could be rambling on this for hours and nobody will understand what I'm trying to say, I guess, but yeah, I want.
Well, it's to me, it's too the diversity of being exposed to different ideas. You
Yeah,
know, I, I don't know if I've talked to you about this before, but I did like an interview with Al.
yeah, I saw it, I remember seeing it. It was
He's
great.
a he lives in Seattle now, and he's a family friend, and so I found out about this record. I was like, whoa, that's the dude,
Yeah,
and he some of the first show talking to him is just incredible, but some of the first shows he ever saw were Zappa and Captain Beefheart, and
yeah,
all that sort of whacked out sort of
yeah. Whacked out is the word for sure.
weirdo rock almost,
Yeah,
and it doesn't, I mean, it's like that's what this record is to me. It's like all of that filtered through punk,
yeah,
through the scene of the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I hear you. But one thing that I think I was trying to say is like to our music, at in particular this period of time of punk rock, like you know, let's say the first decade, the first 10 years, you know, how the environment had a tremendous impact, right? Because you could not disassociate. You were writing about what you were experiencing, right? And I think you know these days, uh, you know, there's no you don't have. I don't think that we are stimulated. We get enough intellectual stimulation from any level. Even art is, itself. Not that I am a an art buff. I'm not, but I remember a time that there was even without the internet, people will become aware of something creative new, someone was doing it. So I think everything is kind of like diluted these days, and
Yep.
also because it has to do with gentrification, globalization, how we kind of lead this worldwide norm, and there's not as much stimulation to be as wild and
Right.
creative as you can hear in that record. Yeah, that's a fantastic record for sure. And
Oh,
it's
and do you have because it's got everything, I believe, this comp.
no, I don't.
You should get this. This is cheap on Discogs.
Oh, plus he has the single, the other one that you just showed.
Huh?
Plus he has that one. Seems like he has the other band,
Oh
Mankazan.
yeah.
How you
Yep.
pronounce
It's
that?
got all that on here.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
got
You're make
those
you're
two.
making me you're making me spend money. I got the testers like you told me.
We're making each other spend money.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's got
Yeah, that Tester's record rips.
It's got the 2 singles on it, but then it's got these a bunch of other songs they recorded during these sessions
Okay.
that never came out, and they're so good. Veil of Strange, No Boys Allowed, We Don't Bury Our Dead. My favorite is probably either well, it's really good. The Brain, Dead Heat on a Merry-Go-Round is great.
Okay.
Nicotine, Caffeine. Yeah, you should get this record.
All right, I will
Yeah,
today. I hope cheap means $20.
15.
Oh, better,
Yeah,
even better, even
but
better.
it's on Munster,
Okay.
so I don't know if they're how available they are in the U.S. You know what I mean? You might gotta wait around for a while.
I'll try to see it. Well, yeah, Monster in Europe is pretty available,
Yeah.
and I like what they do. They always put quality together. Okay, my turn. Back to New York. Just hear what you got to say about this. Uh, okay, what is it? Okay, what do you think about this record?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
That is another big hole in my collection. I have no Dictators records,
no, okay,
but I've heard that and it's great. Yeah.
yeah, and there's another thing. Is like I'm not gonna say they were a brilliant band, but they are definitely a band to my ears that they emulated uh, New York,
Yeah.
underground rock and roll. Uh, this record, I know the first one, uh, it might be a lot of people's favorite. Uh, Search and Destroy, everybody knows, but this record has Faster and Louder.
Does that have their version of California Sun on it?
No,
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 is that's another one?
but it does have the song "Stay with Me"
Oh yeah, that is a good song.
because
Yeah.
it when I think it's just like it's that classic rock and roll love anti-love song packed with so much melody. It's like I cannot think of many more songs as catchy as that one to my ears.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could not be talking about New York without talking about the Dictators. And Dick Manitoba, I think he still has the Manitobas, which is a bar slash venue in New York. So
Hmm.
it's still like a integral part of the underground rock and roll scene in New York. So I decided to just show this for that mention. You know, New
I'm
York.
not as familiar with that record as you probably are. Cop record store um, a while ago got in, not the one I talk about all the time, the other one, a different one here in town, had copies of the first 3. And I was kind of like, should I get them? Should I not? I didn't really want to pay for how much they were. And then I came home and listened to them on a few of them on YouTube.
Yeah,
I was like, those are good. And
yeah.
then I went back and they were gone. So
It's funny, but from a record collector standpoint, I'm gonna I'm gonna give you a tip, a personal tip. Uh, they have I don't remember the year, but it's probably like '78. I have that somewhere. They have like a maxi,
hmm
like 3 tunes, and one is Search and Destroy. That sounds amazing. And it's probably like a $6, $7 record. I
oh
would buy it
wow,
just to have Search and Destroy so well produced and recorded.
yeah.
It's brilliant. That would be my recommendation, to have like my Dictators right here. That would be, before because they're good rock and roll albums. They're nothing. They have like fantastic tracks, but they do have some
Right.
songs that is, it's nothing to write home about it. Let's put it that way. But
Well, and I
I
obviously
know,
I don't mind a anti PC or a non PC song, but there's a few songs on that first album that even I was a little bit like, whoa,
the cringe element.
Yeah, that's maybe more more accurate. Like uh, what's that one? Is it Back to Africa?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one is a little. I mean, as much as I like some,
yeah,
stuff that's not PC, that one's a little like, oh boy,
yeah. But as
But that
when
comes with the territory, I mean, it's
yeah, and when it comes to that topic, I gotta be honest with you. I really think, and I was young. When I was younger, I got to believe in certain things that I was told. Those urban legends and that kind of thing. People come up with preconceptions and
right.
spread lies, right? And you know, I think it's important you know, to dig a little bit more, to be informed, to be able to put things in context, you know, from a historic standpoint, right?
Sure, yeah.
We got to do that kind of homework before we start talking shit, really. And um, I almost want to share a record. Can I share a record?
Go for it, yeah.
This is not something that you might be too excited about it,
Okay.
but it goes with this. Okay, it's like classic, classic, classic American hardcore. It's like it doesn't get more classicer than this, and this is Agnostic Front, Victim in Pain. Have you ever listened to this?
No.
So, are you familiar with? Have you ever watched videos about New York hardcore?
Not really. No.
Okay,
I
so
I would say that I think the only New York hardcore record I've listened to is that Kraut record, which is great.
yeah, yeah,
And then are SSD Control from New York?
they're from Boston.
Oh, okay. Well.
They're from Boston. But the thing is, with these bands, they became, you know, mostly because of their longevity, because these guys have been doing this for Jesus Lord, 40 something years, right? So they became like the banner of New York hardcore. And New York hardcore, like any, any other punk um, subgenre, if you like, evolved, right?
Right.
Evolved, and you know, they had like the youth crew thing, and then very crossover, metallic, and stuff like that. But one thing that hardcore is hardcore, in my opinion, couldn't come from anywhere else in the world but New York at this time, and we're talking uh 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. You know, that's where hardcore comes from. And when I think about New York hardcore, I don't think about those 80s overproduced metallic bands.
Right.
New York hardcore is just short, fast, raw uh, songs, poorly produced at times, right? But it was all about you know I'd say the first wave of punk. It was a response to what the state of music were at the time, right? Many claim nobody wanted to listen to 12-minute guitar solos, and they
Right.
came up with that response. So this is a response to more like to these guys. They love the boys and madness as much as we do. That was their punk, right?
Right.
But also they had to deal with new wave, and you know it is. When you start doing something good that captures the attention of the youth and money can be made off, you know a lot of bad shit comes along, right?
Right.
A lot of bands, they fell for the paycheck, and they had producers tell them what to do, how to dress, and all that stuff. So it's a response to that.
Right.
And but anyways, Agnostic Front. One thing about New York, uh, this second generation of New York punk rockers, New York was like a pretty tough city, poverty, unemployment, crime, and all that. You have these fucking kids living in squats, coming from broken homes, right?
Right.
And one thing, and they will present themselves as almost as gangs because they were surrounded by gangs, and they created like the American skinhead imagery.
Right.
I guess I heard people say before, we just shaved our heads because it was easier to shave our heads. Sometimes we had to, run for our lives. We got into fights and all that. And as a result of that, I know that at one point, not these days, but at one point, there was like an association of, or some tried to say that these guys were thugs, these guys were racist, this and that. The lead singer is Puerto Rican.
Right.
The Vinny Stigma is Italian dude. You know what I'm saying? But they tried to say that.
Right.
This record was the first record that I heard on a lyric, and this is 80 something, early 80s, 83 maybe, that I heard saying punks and skins, black and white unite. The lyrics here, the lyrics of this record, they need to be heard just to understand an era,
Right.
and really to understand that punks are not dumb. Even the ones that had a rough upbringing, that they
Right.
could not do academic lives and all that. And I think this is, if I was a New Yorker, I'll be proud that this record came out of New York. Yeah, my 2 cents on that.
Is that where do you think I should start with them?
I'll start it right here.
That record?
Yeah, because throughout the decade, that's what I like about them. After that, there's a lot of stuff that is celebrated that it's not my jam.
Yeah.
There's like a demo tape, United Blood too. But I will just give this. It's what really matters. Is this, is this one, and yeah. But you should check it out, like some documentary about the A7 Club, all these, how these youth came about to find a way to survive together, stimulate themselves, and also go against the grain.
Right.
It's a classic. It is a classic. It's your turn.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry I don't have much more to say. That's a blind spot in my knowledge.
No, we're not going to be here, breaking down things to a T, but I had to share because, I do like some early hardcore, and like Kraut. Kraut shares stage with them. They're all friends.
Yeah.
It's the same group of people, But
yeah, that Kraut record really blew me away.
Yeah.
That is a great album.
Yeah, I got it here. So you go.
Okay, I'm going to show a London record now. We were just talking about this.
That record is okay.
This has just, I mean, we talked a little bit about it before we started recording, but this has just blown me away.
Yeah, that record, dude, it is. I told you when I did a video, like my top 50 UK.
And it was like number 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only record I put over that was Nevermind the Bollocks for its historic value. I
do have to say, you're crazy for putting this over the first Damned record.
Ah, fuck, I don't care.
That did blow me away. But this is a great album. What really stood out to me was the diversity of sound on this record.
Yeah.
It goes so many places. I mean, Animal Games, the title track, almost ends with this like kind of Yardbirdsy sounding breakdown.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I can hear that.
Really melodic bass line.
Yeah.
Everyone's a Winner kind of has that kind of almost a Mott the Hoople quality to it.
Yeah,
Us Kids Cold.
it's amazing.
That it almost sounds like it could be a jam song.
I know.
You know, this record really runs the gambit. This is amazing.
Yeah, everything. Look at that cover. Even the cover alone.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, and it really stands out amongst a bunch of punk records too, because
yeah,
it's not what you wouldn't. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a bad cover, but it's not what I would have expected for this great of an album.
yeah. It kind of looked like a. It kind of looks like it could be a bad jam cover.
Yeah, yeah.
you know. Yeah, I love it about their record.
But one thing that I was telling you about this too, the label really tripped me up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to seeing Elton John records on this label.
Yeah.
You know,
and all their singles are on MCA too.
That's so weird to me. Well, it's like the first Slaughter and the Dogs record being on Decca.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm used to seeing Who singles and like easy listening stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to keep in mind that it was a time that it was the soundtrack of the youth. So every label they try to, monetize on the punk sound. So
right.
Yeah. That record is absolutely brilliant. Well, it's one of my go-tos. I don't go a single year without listening to that record multiple times.
Yeah,
I really don't. That along with let's on the more obscure side of things. If you're not talking Damned or nothing like that, but like I think like London, Steve's, and Radiators from Space are the bands that I revisit the most.
yeah.
That a fantastic record. And I had the chance to see them live too, and they were fucking awesome. And
Really?
I saw them was like probably like in 2000, so they were already old, but they were fucking amazing. Yeah.
I found out you showed them, but I think the first time I found out about them was Berkshire Mike showing the first 45 that came out.
Okay.
That has does it have Summer Love and
yeah,
Friday on My Mind?
Yeah.
And that version of Friday on My Mind is great.
Yeah. That single came out. It came out as a 45 and came out as a maxi too, as a 12.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And this cover talking about the cover.
Yeah.
The back is amazing. The record executives having him sign a contract.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
This album rules.
Yeah, it rules. It does rule. They put out an album a few years ago, but I don't have it. I don't even know if it came out only in CD, but it's not at that level or nothing like that. But maybe I have to give that a listen ago. That is just a brilliant album.
When you were talking about all the demos.
Yeah, what I was telling you is like if you grab the Captain Oi London singles, it's called Singles Collection, I believe, or Punk Rock Collection, something like that. He has different cuts that sound amazing. Little good quality, but like, those demos. There are demos that I don't buy anything with demos just because of his historic value.
Sure.
Right. As I've seen a lot of people like, this just to hear these stage of the band, but then it sounds awful, right?
Yeah.
But there are demos that add an extra punch to it. That's the case on the London tracks on that CD. I don't think that was ever pressed on wax, but that CD, I would encourage you vividly to buy it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. London. What the fucking... That's a great... I love that shit. So, my turn. Okay. What should we do? I have a lot of London stuff. All right.
Boy, I'm not even half through what I pulled, and we're at an hour.
I know, we're going to be here 3 hours. This is going to be a feast. Anyways, this thing is a compilation. But you mentioned Crowd, the Adjustment to Society record, which is absolutely brilliant, right? Is that New York punk already tapping on what some would consider early American hardcore. One of my favorite bands within their line of sound is from New York as well, and it's these guys. This record, you should buy this. Uh, this was everything was recorded in 81 and 82, and these guys, this came out on CD maybe 20 years ago, and Radiation Reissues from Italy, they did this incredible packaging. I'm talking about the band Even Worse.
Huh.
We Suck, the Lost 1982 album.
Huh.
You see?
I think I've seen you show that once before, maybe.
Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah.
He's wearing a 999 shirt, so
Oh, that's cool.
right. And it's again one of those, like, people think about hardcore and they, oh shit, hardcore. But even if you look at the cover alone, you probably cannot be able to see. But he's wearing a 99 shirt. There's posters of shows from the Undertones. Buzzcocks is spray painted on the wall.
Right.
Anyways, I'm just going to bring this to you straightforward. This is my favorite band, American band, female fronted. And I'm telling you,
Wow.
these guys competing end to end and put them on their back pocket with the Bags and the Avengers.
Wow.
That's what I gotta say about that.
That's some high praise. Wow.
You hear a lot of Avengers in it, but it's a tougher, like on a crowd feel Avengers. They even covered. Imagine this in '81, and they're covering Weirdos, Solitary Confinement.
Really?
Yeah. So I know I had to share this because I think it's such a fantastic record, and I know that it's a record that I know there's so much shit we want to buy that we skip things, and
Right.
I have a feeling that a lot of people that are not familiar with it might just New York 82 hardcore, forget about it, and you jump it. But
Right.
if you like the Bags, if you like the Crowd, if you like Avengers, this is gonna make your day. It's fantastic, and it's like 22 songs. This guy Jack Rabbit, he also was the founder of one of the major magazines at the time for alternative stuff called Beat Takeover. These guys were like what New York was all about in 81, 82. It's brilliant. Encourage you to get this one. I'm sorry about the spending.
No, yeah, you're just trying to
Yeah,
back off and you're tempting me.
yeah, this is so good. This is so good. And they have like the liner notes are so good.
And what? So it recorded 82, but it didn't come out until.
This came out on CD. They do Reformed in 85 or 86, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Yeah, this came out on CD. I don't know, maybe 20 years ago. But yes, even the liner notes, there's some cool, interesting things. Like, what do you say? Let me see. It says something. It says something. We had no band from our scene made an LP. New York punk bands had to use the money made working to pay for rent, food, sun dries, equipment, and rehearsal time. Unlike DC bands, for example, who weren't living at home or practicing in our parents' basements anymore. That's why New York never had a Discord X claim, a BIO, a touch and go. Not to say it wasn't discussed. It just pretty much talks about how um, how tough life was in New York for these kids, but they found in punk rock a safe haven, and they made it, on their own. It's brilliant. I don't know. Check them out. You go.
I was wondering if you were going to show this.
I know. I could. I could. I could. I could.
I
Oh,
just had to show it. I mean, I
uh,
didn't know they were from London. I was
yeah.
looking up what bands are from London, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, if they're from London, I got to show this. This is great.
You, you definitely.
Brendan Flush backed with Throbbing Gristle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
You definitely don't give a shit about the PC situation anymore.
On Wood Records.
Yeah, Wood. Well, everything is on Wood Records.
Oh man.
And even their second album, The Pig Out of Hell, that is a parody of Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, what can I say about the Pork Dukes? I'm a huge Pork Dukes fan, and it's like seeing them live is even a better of an experience. I remember a good friend of mine is younger than me. I don't know. He's probably like 8 years younger than me. And are you familiar with a festival in England called the Rebellion?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I used to go to that festival when it was called Holidays in the Sun. It was a smaller thing. He evolved to become that, the Rebellion. I have this now good friend of mine that the very first time he went to England, he went to me to that Holidays in the Sun festival, because I was kind of like the younger punks. Their parents asked me to get, which is funny, like to take care of their kids. I was a kid too, but they were
Right.
like, guys, because I had been doing that years before, and I remember, uh, it was still a festival, like 3 stages, and you had to pick and choose the bands you wanted to see. And he was alone. Just me and him, and he was in England. His first time out of the country and all that. He was pretty young. I think he was probably like 16 or 17, something like that. Pretty young. And he wanted to see, I don't know what he wanted to see, but let's say he wanted to go see The Business.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, sorry, bro, I'm going to go see the Pork Dukes. And he was like, what? What are you going to, what is it? I don't, you come with me or go see the, and we went to see the Pork Dukes. They are characters.
What year was that?
I don't know, 99 or 2000.
They were still playing it? Wow.
No, they did a tour in America like in 2010 or 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are they still active?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the thing is like, they are characters. They're like characters, like brothers. They look like them as individuals. They look like they're coming out of some British comedy act. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah.
And I remember my friend, he got the band. He got to appreciate the band. He couldn't stop smiling, laughing, because it's kind of like it's kind of like those people that grew up worshiping bands. They grew up worshiping bands, and they cannot play. They're not accomplished musicians. They cannot play.
Right.
But they are so childish at heart and naive that doesn't matter how old they get, they will not stop trying.
Yeah.
That's what the Pork Dukes are all about. The spirit of that. Their lyricism, of course, is obnoxious.
It's so, to me, it's so absurd that it almost can't be offensive, because no one, it couldn't be meant sincerely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so absurd and so obviously a joke that it's like, how could you be offended by them being that goofy?
But my friend, he really remember, he asked you like, are they mentally ill? What's wrong with them?
Are you mentally ill?
He was like, what's wrong with them? You know, because it's you cannot you kind of cannot I don't know. You don't know if it is a gimmick or if it is reality. That's hilarious.
Well, and all the band member names on drums, Bonk.
Bonk, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's great. Yeah. Anyway, I had to show that
yeah.
once I found out they were from
Have you ever
London.
listened to the song "Telephone Masturbator"?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, but my favorite by them is "Melody Makers." You're just a bunch of wankers.
Yeah. That's yeah. I need to get that. Didn't they have a album in like 78?
77, I think.
70s? Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. They do. Yeah, the Pink album. Yeah, it's great. I'm sorry for sharing that story, but that's one thing that I enjoy in this conversation
No,
because
yeah, me too.
you
Yeah.
know I relieve certain things. Yeah, fucking Pork Dukes, amazing,
Are you
amazing.
mentally ill?
Yeah, they're still active. One of these days they will pop up. They are like one of those bands. You know, they have an important very important name in punk rock history. I
Yeah.
remember like the very first song I ever listened to them was actually on a CD. It was some comp of first wave of British punk, and he had a song by them. It's not a great song, but kind of like catchy riffs and all that. Called My Mother Gave Me a Gun for Christmas."
I haven't heard that one.
You know,
Boy, I got to hear that.
and I remember like, whoa, this shit is fucking rad because you know never. But then I end up buying the record, the full album, and it doesn't sound at all like that song, my mom, because that song is more buffed up, you know, crispy sound, you know, it's totally different. That's how I discovered the band. I discovered a band by a song that is not on the records,
Right.
that doesn't sound like the big majority of their uh, music. Oh, it's great. Anyways, sorry.
No, yeah.
Well, my turn.
Yeah, your go.
We're gonna stay in London.
Okay.
And we're gonna go from the pathetic, you know, bizarre thing of the Pork Dukes to music made by a certified schizophrenic.
Okay.
Okay, another record, another band that I think there's much more to this band rather than the label that throughout the years was attributed to them. Okay, it's one of those bands that all those you know young punks that are into crust and all
Right.
that, you'll see them wear the back patch all the time, and you wonder. I understand the appeal from a sonically standpoint, but I understand when you're young and you're trapped on that, you know, bubble of the crust anti-establishment mentality. If you truly get this band,
Right. Okay.
okay, I'm talking about Rudimentary Peni.
Oh, yeah.
This is Dead Church, right? So anything by them is great. I think Cacophony, it's like one of my favorites. It's a super strange album, but they do get labeled as a narco punk, which they're truly not. You know,
Mhm.
uh, are you familiar with the band? With
Not like you are.
okay, so uh, Bilko is certified schizophrenic. Is an individual was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Really?
Like
Oh, wow.
all their artwork and most of the lyrics was made by him.
That image is great. I've seen
You
that
see,
before. That's yeah.
so they, as I said, anarcho punk. They got their label, but it's just because they're songs that do, pinpoint, the struggles of living in society and the flaws, right, of the systems in general. But this has a lot of dark elements too, like if you listen to them, if you take time to appreciate the artwork as a art form, this really transports you to the mind of someone that has a worldview that most of us doesn't.
Right.
And being able, and that's why I do for a living. I work with severe mentally ill. Be being able being able to produce the music that they did, the artwork that they did, and function with a diagnosis of that as severe as that, because there's nothing more severe, is mind blowing for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I work with people that went to college and had a mental breakdown while getting their master's degree, and they had the same diagnosis, and they're not able to tie their own shoes.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't matter how much support they have, how many years of treatment they have, and you know, it's again like I said about the agnostic front. If I was a Londoner, I'll be so proud to uh, to say that this came out of my city. It is, it's a band. I don't know if that you have that type of interest, but uh, punk music in general for me is always more than just the music. I get
Yeah.
intrigued. I think it's just my nature of, I don't know, try to understand things or be exposed to things different. And I think it's absolutely mind blowing to me how, yeah, how they achieve this. And that church is a fantastic record for sure. Yeah, yeah. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
I don't
Fantastic.
have much to add. I mean, I don't. Um, you're right. I am familiar with them mostly. I think via Backpatch.
Yep.
Um, uh, and so I just kind of assumed they were um, crusty sounding.
Yeah.
That stuff
Yeah.
isn't really
Yeah.
my thing too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but talking about his schizophrenia, really, that I would be really interested to hear how that influences
Yeah.
the music. Yeah.
Yeah. The music and the lyrics, because I think I told you before, like I never really got into metal because, dude, I don't give a shit about dragons and
Yeah.
dungeons, you know, and lyric, all those mystical
Right.
tales.
Yeah. Right.
I can watch a good movie on that, but in music, is a really big turn off for me,
Right.
right?
Sure.
So, and with rudimentary pina, is like you'll think lyrics coming from someone with a diagnosis with schizophrenia will be just a rant of loose associations, shenanigans, but it's not. It's kind of like hearing their music, their catalog, their art. It's actually going through an interesting journey,
Yeah.
and it's so well done that it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. I consider myself a pretty functional, somewhat functional individual. I could never accomplish nothing of that nature ever. Anyways, it's your turn. Do you mind if I go over there for a second?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
George.
I'm gonna continue with the non PC theme and go with this.
Good one.
Yeah. And this is as far as talking about prices, this is a great cheap record. I mean,
Yeah. What label is he on?
it's on let's see, Safari.
Yeah, they probably printed quite a bit. Oh, that's it. Yellow. I think that's the original pressing. Yeah,
It's like kind of a gold. Um, yeah, but this is great. What's on this? I'm trying to think. Toilet Love.
yeah.
And what was the other one? Yeah, this is great.
And quick question:
Hmm.
Are they from London or are they from New York?
New York?
Uh, just saying this because I've seen the Electric Chairs being mentioned as a London band, even though we know it's a New York band, Wayne County. But they, as long as the Heartbreakers and Johnny Thunders, they were more loved in London and they made more careers in London than they did here.
Right.
And I've seen actually, what did I've seen? I can't remember. Them being officially mentioned as a London band because of.
Where?
I know.
I mean, I get maybe they were important or influenced that scene, but
Yeah,
London, wow, huh?
yeah.
That's strange to me.
Yeah. I love I love everything Wayne Jane did, uh, and again, is another thing that could have that come from anywhere else but New York.
Yeah,
you know, he just he just took the dolls to a totally different. He
yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
oh, you guys dress up, watch me.
yeah.
Yeah,
This was a blind buy for me,
yeah.
and it was
Oh, you were blown away by it, I'm
I think
sure.
it was $5. I was like, whoa, But this, like I said, this is a good. Seems like it's no
Yeah,
more than $5
yeah,
regularly.
yeah. It's one that you come across easy. Even their albums. You can. I think you can. I see frequently even early pressings of the first two albums on the bins.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need to get those. I don't see those around here for some reason.
I might be able to get that for you because I think I know where there's a couple sitting for a while. Cheap. Yeah, I think it's just like I think it's kind of like a New York Dolls elevated with an extra punch of rock and roll.
Yeah,
A little bit. There's kind of like a less trash, more bounce kind of
yeah,
thing. You
right.
know, I know one of my favorite songs. Like it's a song that, when I used to spin records, the song that I know most people kind of don't like the song, and I think this is such a great song to play in a bar, and I think most people don't like it. I don't know if it is because of what the song entails, but I really like the simplicity of it. Is the song "Bad in Bed"?
I think I've heard that one. Yeah,
It's nothing extraordinary. It's just pretty basic, rock and roll. But he has like such uh, a bounce, and you almost feel like Wayne Jane County could sing, and he will be one of those performers that will always be singing on your face
yeah.
to provoke you. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. So, do you want to share something about it? Anything else?
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna show a record that I showed. That one that I was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So this record, because it goes along with that, from New York, Corpse Grinders. They do have like, I think their LP Valley of the Dead. It's kind of like 82, 83. But I'm sharing this record. This is on Rave Up Records, probably like from 20 years ago, and it is the demo sessions. And
hmm
that's what I recommend from this. It sounds amazing, and um, it does have elements of the Dolls, of the Heartbreakers, of the Electric Chairs, and it's like it does sound like the best of Max Kansas City kind of scene. This
yeah,
this thing is rocking.
yeah.
Look
I
at
need to hear that.
look at
Yeah,
this guy. Yeah, this is fantastic. They have like again. Here we go with the PC. Uh, they have like a single. I think you can find a single fairly cheap.
Hmm.
Uh, which is in here the demos of the single, which is what I prefer to the single.
Right.
Uh, the single is rights rights for whites.
Oh boy.
Rights like RITES,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Like and mental moron. That's that's the name. That's the name of their single. Uh,
Oh.
but they have songs such this song, "Price of Meat."
Oh boy. I can imagine what that one's about.
Dude, this is what, as I said, it's like Max Kansas City rock and roll, tough as nails New York kind of shit. But depicts a time, but it's so the lyrics is so when something is so absurd that it's so good. You
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like the
Like
the,
the
the part,
Pork Dukes to
yeah,
me, you
but the
know?
part Dukes is kind of comes more across as pathetic than actually offensive.
Sure. Yeah.
And here we'll say it's more offensive than pathetic. Yeah, great.
Yeah. I gotta get. And didn't you
Yeah.
say that was like 78 to
This
70?
is from 76, 78.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
gotta get that.
yeah. Highly recommend. I think is one of those New York, unsung heroes for sure. Corpse Grinders. Yeah. This particular record, the demos. That's what I recommend.
Well, speaking of demos, I'm not really big into demo records. Um, like stuff like that would interest me. You know what I mean? But if there's a band and it's like, you get the album and then 30 years later or whatever, they release a record that's just the demos for the album, it's like, eh. But
Oh my God.
I
I
mean,
I don't have that record.
you don't?
I know.
Wow. That shocks
No.
me. Wow.
Yeah, I know. He's I think is Ryan's favorite recording.
This is also my favorite
Yeah. I know.
Heartbreakers. Any to me, really, it's. I mean, not that we're ranking things, but it's this Max's Kansas City, then the album.
Okay.
Um, this is just
What is it? The demo sessions. What's the name? I can't remember.
Yonkers demos,
Yonkers demos.
1976.
Yeah.
It's just, I
Yeah.
mean, to me especially, this version of "I Want to Be Loved,"
Yeah.
it almost has like a uh, this may sound odd, but like a Mummy's quality to it.
Okay.
Like the way the vocals are recorded.
Okay.
It's like it sounds like they're singing so loud the microphone can't handle it.
Okay. I like that.
It's and every song. Love Comes in Spurts. I Want to Be Loved. Blank Generation. Chinese Rocks. Pirate Love. Can't Keep My Eyes Off You. Flight. Side B, you get Hurt Me.
Okay.
Which
Wow.
is obviously on the
Johnny Thunders.
Johnny Thunders album with that title. You Gotta Lose, Going Steady, I Want to Be Loved version 2, Blank Generation version 2, and Love Comes in Spurts version 2. This is just
because Richard Hell is in their record.
Yep. And he co-wrote Hurt Me with Johnny Thunders.
I just don't have it.
Yeah, I'm shocked you don't have this. This is
We can't buy everything.
well, it seems like to me you have everything. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wow.
I don't.
But this was
this came out a few years ago. Was that a record store they released?
No, I think this is 2019 on Cleopatra.
Because that's a CD. It was originally a CD.
This is too good for Record Store Day, man. They wouldn't put out something this great.
I'm gonna hunt that down. Well, I think that one's been sitting on my want list.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. I know how amazing it is. Yeah, but I don't have it. But I'm not gonna buy that one. Which one did I say that I'm going to buy out of the ones you showed today? Oh, it was the Almond Millman Sect called?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me focus one thing at a time. Yeah, yeah, their record, yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah, it is incredible for sure. Yeah, another one that I don't need. Or in this case, I need, right? Okay, should we go to London? There we go. We're gonna go to London.
Okay.
Actually, I grabbed two. Same
Okay.
band, but I grabbed two because this is a band that I absolutely love. This shit, love this shit, and they do not get mentioned enough as they should. Uh, these are two comps. Um, they have a shit ton of records, singles, and all that. But this is where they hit the mark for me. Okay, talking about the Barracudas.
Oh, that do they have that record where they're all holding the surfboard?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know that record, but I haven't heard
Okay,
anything else by them.
they have their debut is called "Drop Out with the Barracudas." I think
Yeah.
81. So these both records, pretty sure both cheap. They do capture them from 78 to 81.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is for me like finest. Fine, when you could these guys, it's kind of like very Kinks, surf, punk
Right.
rock. You throw everything in the blender and you have those memorable melodies with rock and roll melodies, even hints of bubblegum here and there with a punk edge. It's
Right.
just absolutely epic. You know, for someone that might watch this not familiar with this, I just encourage to listen to the song Tokyo Rose. Okay, you probably heard. Have you ever heard that song?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, good. Yeah, this is brilliant. Uh, yeah, and I had to share because it's one of those London bands. I don't even know if a lot of people, care where they come from. But again, London delivering big time. Absolutely love Barracudas. This era, because throughout their career, their things become a little bit more poppy, polished, and all
Sure.
that. But this is like anyone that likes rock and roll, or even someone young that is obsessed with punk and not yet taking the time to revisit the true heroes. This will scratch anyone's itch for you know pure beauty of 77 rock and roll. Well, 78 too, but I mean,
Right.
fantastic.
That Dropout album has been on my want list, but I didn't know there was
Yeah,
anything else.
this is better.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, this is way better. And know your music taste. This is better, and you probably can find this cheap.
Yeah.
I bought this one. I bought this in the 90s. This is from the 80s, but this one I remember I should have grabbed a stack when I lived in when I lived in Chicago. There was this amazing store that no longer exists, and they at one point they had a old stock of stuff
Mm-hmm.
like the band from New York, the Victims.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I bought that thing sealed there, and they have a stack of them.
Wow.
Stack of them. That record is not an expensive record, but it's still
Well, still, that's yeah.
yeah,
Get a
coming
dead
across
stock copy.
yeah from 77, still sealed, and they have a stack of that. They have a stack of this one. This is I think 1999, I believe.
Yeah, that cover's cool. It makes it look real garagey, kind of.
Yeah, it is on
Yeah.
Vox. On Vox, Vox has a lot of cool.
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
And
Vox
they had
is
a
great.
stack. I should have bought a bunch of these, but anyways. But I assume both of these records cannot be more than $20 tops. Yeah, I'll encourage you to check them out. Barracudas, love that band.
There's so much good stuff on Vox. The first have you heard the first Miracle Workers album?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, that record is great. That blew me away.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is.
Okay, well I'm gonna pivot a little bit
Let's
and
go.
we're gonna go back to New York,
Okay.
but we're gonna go to the '60s.
All right then.
How about that? Have you heard this record?
Yeah, the Blue Magoos.
Oh my god, this
Yeah, yeah,
album.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
they were from the Bronx,
Yeah,
and um, this record it's at times it's goofy and fun, and then other times it's like they flip a switch and it's
yeah.
tough.
I do. I'm gonna have to really. I'm gonna have to revisit that. Yeah, I haven't listened to that in ages.
But this I always associate them with New York for because they were from New York, but
Yeah,
I was thinking, oh, what '60s sort of garage bands are from New York, and this was the first one that popped into my mind. And to me, this record's better than the first one. It's a little tougher sounding.
actually is the one that I have a vivid recollection. Is that one? When I
Yeah,
think of Blues Magoos, that's the one I think of. What's
yeah.
in it? What's on it?
Well, it's got like some real goofy stuff. Like it's got it always cracks me up. There's intermissions. So like on the end of side one and then the end of side two, they have a little like a do. This is we're
Yeah,
doing our intermission. This is the time when you could grab a Coke or whatever.
very New York.
And then they do like a crazy long whacked out version of Gloria.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but the standout from this, I think their best song is Pipe Dream.
Oh yeah.
That
That's a
song is just amazing, and you can hear how that probably influenced a lot of the New York punk bands to me.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is great.
Didn't we talk not too long ago about?
Oh, you cut out. You're gone. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. So didn't we talk about not too long ago about some record that was a cover of Pipe Dream? Or I don't know.
Did we? That sounds familiar.
I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, but that's great. I'm gonna have to listen to that today.
Anyway, I like to brag because mine has the actual electric collar. Talk about being a dork. God.
Well, that is cool. I would frame that one.
Yeah.
It's just stuff like when I hate it. I don't hate, but when you have like inner print out records and it's printed both sides and both sides look so damn cool. It's like cannot frame this.
Well, and I just thought of this, but back to talking about this album cover being pop art. This is certainly pop art.
Yeah, absolutely.